name's Chief Ray McCullough. That's MC-C-U-L-L-A-G-H, Chief of Police of the Clarkstown Police Department. At approximately 7:10 a.m. today, patrol units from the Clarkstown Police Department discovered two deceased females in their residence, which was located at 104 Lake Road, Valley Cottage, New York, and that's within the town of Clarkstown. At this time, it appears both females, ages 63 and 27, sustained fatal gunshot wounds. The final and official cause of death will be determined at a later date by the Rockland County Medical Examiner. We're still in the very early stages of this investigation, but the information that we can make available to the public at this time is the following. The victim's vehicle had been missing from the scene, and we have located it and are currently processing it at this time for evidence. At this time, our detectives are in the process of speaking to a person of interest right now. The 27-year-old victim's baby, which was at the scene, which we believe to be an infant, was transported to an area hospital for evaluation. The child did not appear to have any injuries. The victim's identification will not be released at this time publicly until we're confident that the next of kin have been notified. And just a little information regarding the locale of where this occurred. This is next to an old age home called Tolstoy. This location, even though it's adjacent to there, had nothing to do with the Senior Citizen Center Tolstoy, which is also located at the exact same address. This is an adjacent parcel of land that's fairly vast, and it consists of numerous cottages, and it is many of the residents there, it's assisted living. So just as a point of order, nothing to do with Tolstoy Senior Citizen Home. And also finally, this area in Valley Cottage is normally a very, very quiet area. We rarely respond to calls there, so this is very much out of the ordinary for this location. So I'm gonna pass the mic now to Rockland County District Attorney, the Honorable Judge Thomas Walsh. Thank you.
Thank you, Chief. Tom Walsh, Rockland County District Attorney. It's a very sad and tragic day in Rockland County, town of Clarkstown, where an infant baby girl lost both her mother and grandmother sometime this morning. The matter is under thorough investigation, and we'd like to thank the Clarkstown Police Department, its Detective Bureau, under the leadership of Chief Ray McCullough, for their fine work. As time goes on, if the Clarkstown Police Department requires any assistance, I want to assure the people of Rockland County that the District Attorney's Office will be there to help Clarkstown if needed. The full resources of my office in Clarkstown will be used to ensure that the perpetrators of this crime are brought to justice. Thank you. Supervisor George Holman, Town of Clarkstown.
Good afternoon, folks. Supervisor George Holman, and again, I just want to express my condolences to the family. This is not typical for a suburban community like Clarkstown to have a double homicide, and I'm very confident in the efforts of our Clarkstown Police, the finest police department in the nation, under the leadership of Chief McCullough, our Detective Bureau. I'm confident that the perpetrator of this horrific crime will be apprehended quickly and will be prosecuted to the full extent of the law by our able district attorney. Again, my gratitude to the Chief of Police and to our Detective Bureau and all the men and women of the Clarkstown Police Department, and our condolences, thoughts and prayers with the family. You know, unfortunately, a young baby will grow up without their mother and without their grandmother. It's really a tragedy, but we know that justice will be served by the authorities quickly. Thank you.
Okay, if anyone has any questions for myself or the district attorney or the supervisor, and I want to introduce all the way on the left is Detective Lieutenant Thomas Ronan, who's in charge of the investigation of this case.
How long have the women been dead, and what was the condition
the child was okay, but as a matter of precaution, we brought the child to the hospital. As far as how long they were dead, that's going to be determined by the medical examiner.
Was the baby in her crib? Was she on the floor in the living room?
I
Sorry.
don't have information. I don't know.
Was she found with the bodies with her grandmother and mother?
Within the same cottage, yes.
But was she found with their deceased bodies? Or was one of the relatives holding the baby?
Not that I know of. I'm not sure her exact location.
The older woman is the mother of the younger woman.
Correct. Who's the mother of the infant? Right. That's correct, yeah.
Can you say what summoned police and if it was a 911 call, who made it?
Yeah, so we had gotten a call from the location. Some of the substance was that there was some noises heard, possibly gunshot, but also a baby crying. And it got us to there.
Around what time was that?
That was, well, I think we got there at 7:10, so it would have been right around 7 a.m.
Can you tell us about the taking into custody of the person of interest, and is that a male?
So it is a male. That's a person of interest, not taken into custody just because not yet a suspect.
How did you encounter him in?
I will let Detective Lieutenant Ronan speak to that if we're going to do that. So.
Chief, one quick question before you
Sure.
leave. Were they owners of the property or renters of the property?
I believe everyone there is a renter, so it's I can't even begin to say how many units there would be, but it's several. And I believe everyone there is a renter. Yeah.
Are they short-term, mid-term, long-term rentals?
Good question. I don't know the answer to that.
Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. Detective Lieutenant Thomas Ronan. The person of interest, again, just to reiterate what the chief said, he is not in custody. He is here voluntarily on his own to speak to our detectives. He was located in the county of Rockland. And again, as we came upon him, he voluntarily came to the police station for an interview.
Is he the baby's father?
We're not going to address that right now.
And how did police come to make contact with this person?
Through police records,
So they weren't on the scene?
no.
Was he in the vicinity of the victim's abandoned car?
He was within Rockland County, which is where the vehicle was found.
Does the department have records of responding to this location in the past?
It has been a very fast-moving morning with a lot of information coming in. I have yet to get to that.
And do we know where the baby was found? Was the baby found outside with her deceased
I don't know the
grandmother?
specific location within the bungalow, but it was within the bungalow.
And both of the gunshot victims were inside the bungalow as well?
Correct.
The vehicle that was found, can you give us any more specificity about where it was found and what type of vehicle?
I'll just say it was found within Rockland County.
Can you say what type of vehicle?
I'm sorry?
Can you say what type of vehicle it was?
Right now, we're going to hold off on that.
This was a vehicle owned by or driven by the younger victim, the 27-year-old victim?
I can't say who specifically used the car or drove the car on a regular basis. I couldn't answer that right now.
But it was a car that
It was a car related.
Typically at that house.
It was a car that was related to that address.
And Detective, how do you spell your last name?
Ronan, R-O-N-A-N.
Who has custody of the child now? Physical custody? Is it with, family services or relatives?
The child remains at the hospital, and we are making arrangements through the county social services, and we're also reaching out to next weekend.
Can you say how many bullet wounds there were in each victim?
I can't say that right now.
Were the victims longtime residents of Rockland County?
I couldn't answer that just yet.
Did both live at that residence?
I believe so.
Were any firearms or other weapons recovered?
I can't answer that just yet.
Do we know what type of firearm inflicted the gunshot wound?
We have had some evidence on scene, but as to any specifics regarding the type of weapon or any caliber, we're not going to release that just yet.
Is it a handgun?
Type of weapon, we're not going to say just yet.
In the news release, it talked about there being a fairly high level of certainty that there wasn't concern about safety in the community. What leads you to believe there's no safety concern in the community?
Based on police experience, looking into what we have here, we don't think that this is a threat to the community at all.
Were there any signs of forced entry to the house?
I'm not going to go into that just yet.
Do we think this could be a domestic incident?
It is possible, but again, it's something that I can't answer at this time.
On average, how many homicides do you have within the confines of Clarkstown per year?
I would say over the last 22 years that I've been here, we probably average one a year.
Overall, what could you say on behalf of the department? Again, I know the chief touched on it, but certainly a very sad day here. You have a young baby who's lost her mother and grandmother.
I'll leave it with the comments that the chief and the district attorney made. A very sad day indeed, and we will investigate this to the best conclusion we can